What is going on, guys? In this video, we are going to be walking you through the pros and cons of living in Gilbert, Arizona. Now, Gilbert, Arizona is one of the fastest growing cities in all of the Phoenix metro. However, there are some things that you should know about before making your move here. So in this video, we'll talk about the good and the bad of living in Gilbert, Arizona. If this is your first time visiting the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, drinking, sleeping, and living your best life here in the Phoenix area, this is the channel for you. Click the subscribe button and tap the bell so that you're notified when new content comes out. In the meantime, my name is Eric and I work with eXp Realty here in the Phoenix metro area. And I get calls and texts from people like you every single day that are thinking about making a move down to one of these beautiful cities that we call home. So if you are interested in moving to the area, reach out, either call us, text us, or reach us via email, and we will be happy to make your transition as smooth as possible here to Phoenix, Arizona. So like I said, in this video, we're going to be talking about the good and the bad about living in Gilbert, Arizona. It is one of the most exciting places to live in up and coming areas in the entire Phoenix Valley. And the first reason is Gilbert has one of the best school districts in the entire Phoenix Valley. So that is what you will see most commonly around here, is a lot of younger families. There's actually a young family walking right behind me, walking their child right now. So they do have some of the best school districts in the entire valley, and that is one of the most popular reasons why people choose to live in Gilbert, Arizona. One of my good friends is actually a school teacher here at Desert Ridge Middle School. We moved from Nebraska where there is amazing schools. And when he moved here and started teaching, he was really blown away of how well the schools are ran here, how the students are very respectful of their teachers. So, and that is very common here, that a lot of young families, live down here in Gilbert. The average age is only about 38 years old. So a lot of young families that live in the Gilbert area. So that is something that is very important to you. You definitely want to take a look at moving to Gilbert. Again, the school districts are very, very impressive. Now, one drawback about living in Gilbert is going to be, I think, the location. The location is about 35 minutes from downtown Phoenix, so you are more in kind of the suburbs, and at times you definitely feel like you are out on your own. For some people that could be good. For me, I think it's a con, because if you are driving to downtown Phoenix for work, or if you like to go to sporting events like the Suns or the Diamondbacks, you're looking at a 35-40 minute commute minimum. That's just to downtown. Now, if you're a Cardinals fan or like to go out to the western side of the valley, or you go to LA a lot, you're going to add an extra hour just by living down here in Gilbert. So something to consider if you have a commute to downtown, or if you like to go to sporting events. You might want to look at other suburbs, as Gilbert is a lot further away than other cities. Now, on the flip side of that, one of the best parts about living in Gilbert is that almost everything here is relatively new. A lot of the homes and a lot of the building has come and blown up here within the last 30 years. So a lot of your homes are going to be built after 2000. All the strip malls, everything is basically brand new here. And you can really feel it when you're going around, even if you're just going to Target. Everything is just super nice, super updated. The roads are amazing. If you're a biker, there's bike lanes everywhere down here in Gilbert. So definitely one thing that you want to consider if you're considering this city is that if you like things that are updated and new, Gilbert is definitely going to be one of the spots that you're going to want to take a look at. So one of the drawbacks of Gilbert is going to be there's not a ton of outdoor activities to do. And when I say outdoor activities, I'm talking hiking or maybe mountain biking. So those activities, Gilbert's not going to be the place for you, because the nearest mountains are the Superstition, and on a good day with no traffic, that's about 30 minutes, and that's if you're on the east side. So when I first moved down here, we lived in the Midtown Phoenix area, and we could get to Piestewa Peak or Camelback Mountain within about 15 minutes. So if you love outdoor activities like mountain biking or hiking, there are other areas that I would recommend, northern Phoenix or Glendale or even Goodyear down by the Estrella Mountains. But if you're an outdoor enthusiast, Gilbert might not be the place for you based on where the mountains are located. So another really, really good part about living in Gilbert, Arizona is the safety of, just walking around at night, and the low crime. So it was actually voted one of America's safest cities. So not only in Arizona, but all of America. So, if you need an area where there's very quiet and, there's not a lot going on, a lot of low property crimes, Gilbert is definitely one of the safest cities that you can live in. Again, not in just Arizona, guys, in all of the United States. So, we go for walks at night all the time, and not once have we ever felt, that we were watched or followed or anything like that. It's been amazing. So I know if that's something that is important to you, you definitely got to give this suburb a chance. Now, we talked a little earlier about how new everything in Gilbert is, and while that is great, The downside of that is there's not a ton of restaurants, that have been around for 40, 50, 60 years that have passed on for generations and generations. So I know when I moved down here, I was surprised at the limited amount of, unique restaurants. So again, when I lived in Midtown Phoenix, there were plenty of mom and pop restaurants, that have been open for 20, 30, 40 years. But I just haven't found that down here in Gilbert as often. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but just with how new the city is, there's not a whole lot of, unique restaurants. So you get a lot more chains, Texas Roadhouse, right, Outback Steakhouse, which don't get me wrong, those are phenomenal. But if you're more into, kind of unique and niche restaurants, Gilbert probably isn't gonna be the place for you based on, just the limited food scene that overall Gilbert has. Now, one of the bad sides about all that new development down here in Gilbert is that the cost of living has definitely skyrocketed. So the average home sale of single family home, right, not condos or not townhouses, which there are some in, down here in Gilbert, the average home sale is about $588,000. So it is definitely more expensive than other areas of, the valley. And if you need help with those, please reach out. I'll be happy to, help you guys out with that aspect. But just know that the home values down here are much more expensive. Like I said, there are some condos and townhouses that you can get in the low fours. But if you want a house in one of these newer neighborhoods, it's definitely going to cost you. One really cool thing that Gilbert has done is they have preserved their main downtown. So if you ever get the chance, guys, you have to go check out downtown Gilbert. I do a vlog that I walk you kind of all throughout Gilbert and some of the good spots. So if you haven't checked that out, go take a look on my page. But downtown Gilbert is so cool. There are a lot of good restaurants. There are a ton of good nightlife. So if that's something that you're into, the entertainment around downtown Gilbert it's very cool. They do such a good job, preserving it and just making it feel like it's never went away, right? That the heyday is still here. But another really good aspect of living in Gilbert is the Santan Mall. They have all kinds of shopping there, and we're talking, big time name stores, and the entertainment there it's very good. You got movie theaters and a ton of really good restaurants, and you also have the Topgolf there that it stands so tall and it just really stands out. So there's a ton to do around the Santan area. It's funny, when I first moved down here, or when we were first visiting, I'm sorry, we drove and somehow we randomly got down here. I don't know how we got 40 miles away from downtown, but that's where it all started. Steph and I, we went out and enjoyed Topgolf down here, and we're like, wow, this area is pretty cool. And lo and behold, we ended up moving down here, a couple years later. So it has a special place in my heart. But Santan, there's a ton of entertainment there. So if you're in the area, you definitely got to go check it out. It's definitely worth seeing. So really good entertainment options for no matter what you're looking to do. And I mentioned earlier about the bike paths. Guys, they are everywhere. And when I was working in Omaha, Nebraska, a couple coworkers told me that they fly down here just to go biking. And I thought, why Phoenix? It's hot. And they said because it's so flat and how many trails are there. So if you're an outdoor biker, again, this is going to be a great city for you. So just my overall, final thoughts about living in Gilbert. Yes, there are some pros. Yes, there are some cons. However, overall, it is by far one of the best places that you can live down here in Phoenix, between, everything being new, and it just has a really good community vibe. Everybody down here is just so nice and so friendly. So, if that's what you're looking for, I really think Gilbert is going to be, it's an amazing spot, and it's only beginning. So if you were looking to invest long-term, I highly suggest getting in sooner rather than later because of how much empty land and how much more development that Gilbert can have. So if you need help with relocating to any of these neighborhoods or want more information specifically in Gilbert, again, please reach out to me, either a phone call or a text or an email, whichever communication you prefer. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.